with James Ham and Kyle Madsen, brought to you by Jiffy Lube on ESPN 1320.
Yeah, that's James. I'm Kyle. That's Joe. We're hanging out with you till noon. And I saw this thing in Chicago that a Chicago media outlet was doing. They did the all quarter century lineup for the White Sox. 2000 through this season, through 2025. I don't want to do the same thing for the Kings.
Okay.
The problem is I don't know. I think there's a couple that are maybe up in the air, and we can discuss it. But I put together the list, and I would like you to go through this with me.
Okay, I did add some names to your list just to kind of make it interesting. But
I didn't tell you my Buddy Hield thing I heard. I can't wait to tell you that.
Oh, okay.
All right, so it's not anything like salacious. It's just a funny.
On air or off air?
On air. On air is fine.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you on air when we get to the Buddy Hield portion of this conversation. Okay. I love that we're like Kings all quarter century team. Buddy Hield. No. Point guard.
First name.
At the point, I think you have to put De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
Other names here: Mike Bibby, of course, Isaiah Thomas.
You can throw Jason Williams too. I mean, he helped get the whole thing started. But he wasn't here I think he only played like 2 years into the 2000s.
Yeah, I just regardless of how you feel about how De'Aaron Fox left, he is far and away the best point guard they've had in the last 25 years.
I totally agree.
And I loved Mike Bibby. I still do. Stingers up.
Yeah.
But De'Aaron Fox was just a different level of player.
No, I agree 100%.
All right. The shooting guard spot is ugly.
Yeah, this is weird, isn't it? Because you think about it, you're like, oh, like shooting guard is easy to fill in the NBA, right? But it just has not been for the Sacramento Kings.
Possibilities here: Kevin Martin.
Okay. Best scorer of the group.
Yeah. Buddy Hield.
Okay. Best 3-point shooter of the group.
I landed on Doug Christie though, and I think it's like a slam dunk. I'm putting Doug Christie at the starting shooting guard on my Kings all quarter century team and not even thinking twice about it.
No, I would agree with you. Yeah, because Kevin Martin, again, I like Kevin Martin as a player, but it was all scoring and nothing else. And like let's be honest here. Kevin Martin is one of the original foul grifters. He might even be the foul grifter that started the foul grifting.
Changed the game?
He may have changed the game more than any player in this. Like his ability to do the herky jerky move that got the foul call again and again and on a bad team.
Mm-hmm.
Like usually foul grifters are on relatively good teams, or they play for the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
Just team foul grifting. But Kevin Martin was able to foul grift on bad teams, which is just a skill in itself.
I heard this the other day that Aaron Nesmith credits Buddy Hield with finding his role with the Pacers. Like watching how Buddy Hield moved off the ball.
Oh.
And the kind of unconventional way he gets to his spots on the floor. Aaron Nesmith just watched and studied the hell out of how Buddy Hield moved off the ball. And that's where he found his carved out an offensive role with the Pacers. I was stunned by that.
It's really interesting because I think a lot of young players make this horrible mistake of shooting 1,000 shots in the gym, but starting in the corner, going to the top, going to the elbow, going to the top, going to the other side, going to the other corner, and just shooting the same exact shot with someone giving them a perfect pass every single time. And then they get into a game, and that's not what they face.
Mm-hmm.
And, I watched Malachi Richardson shoot so many threes, and it was just money. Like every single shot he took, you get him in
such a Malachi Richardson guy.
Yeah, you get him in a game and couldn't shoot anything at all.
It's tough.
Couldn't hit anything, and just really, really sad that you have to shoot with movement and motion. You got to run all over the place like what Buddy does. Like Buddy has shot every single shot that you can possibly shot a million times. The dude is a full-fledged, not only a gym rat, but a gym rat and a workout warrior.
Yeah.
Like he's a mixture of both and just such an incredible worker.
Mhm.
Like, but he is also a buddy. He's crazy
Sure,
and,
he's inopportune turnovers and
makes
smoked layups,
dingbat plays,
Sure.
and you're just sitting there shaking your head the whole time. But again, still one of the greatest 3-point shooters in the history of the game. He'll go down as probably a top 5 3-point shooter when it's all said and done.
It's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Super nuts.
And he's already 47, and we have no idea how old he is. Well, we do, but
Doug Christie next to De'Aaron Fox in the backcourt. Love that backcourt, by the way.
Oh yeah,
that's a fun backcourt.
Yeah, it would be sick.
At the small forward spot, do you think shooting guard options are thin? It's Peja is the pick.
Yeah. There's one other we forgot on the list.
Oh, who's that?
Ron Artest.
Okay.
Who is nowhere near Peja, but he's, again, helped the team win in 2006.
Where does Ron Artest land in a list of Peja Stojakovic, Keegan Murray? And I know Keegan plays the 4 a lot, but I think he probably should be a 3. So we're just going to put him in the small forward conversation. Peja, Keegan, Rudy Gay, Harrison Barnes, Ron Artest. Are we ordering that group of 5?
It's funny because I would have thought that the small forward spot would be the biggest weakness the Kings had. If you went through all of the years, I would have thought, we'll have a tough time finding a small forward.
Mm-hmm.
It's Peja number 1,
but with a bullet, like by a lot.
Oh yeah, by a ton. Then it's probably Ron Artest, even though he wasn't here that long. Then I go Rudy Gay. I think Keegan still has a shot to be there, but as of right now, Harrison Barnes had some really good years here. So it's probably Harrison and then Keegan, with Keegan having the outside opportunity to surpass them all.
So you'd put Keegan 5 right now.
I mean, he averaged 12 points a game this last year.
Ooh.
I mean, you can dislike Harrison Barnes as a player, but his consistency and just like his overall play in Sacramento was really, really good.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. Keegan, I don't know that he can catch Peja. You're gonna have to go some to do that. He's 25.
Yeah,
and I don't and maybe he's on a version of the Kings that is awesome, and maybe Scott Perry hits all the right buttons this offseason, and all of a sudden they're making deep playoff runs over the next couple of years, and Keegan's just a really integral kind of two-way player for them. But that doesn't feel realistic.
No,
and I think that's the path for him, because I just don't think production-wise he's ever going to get there. He might for just raw numbers-wise because of how the sport is different.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think from a game-to-game production standpoint that Keegan's ever going to get where Peja was.
Well, I mean, first of all, Peja was a 3-time All-Star. He also finished 4th in MVP balloting during the 2003-2004 season. He averaged 24 points a game. Again, led the league. This is crazy. Here's a crazy stat for you. He led the league in 3-point makes per game at 3. He did that twice. He shot 43.3% from for his career. He shot 40% from 3.
Golly.
One of the great shooters ever, and to be in the practice facility, I was sitting there. Me and Doug were doing a Purple Talk podcast, which was going to be which actually went out and was like they used as their King Central, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so me and Doug were getting set. Oh, well, I was helping get set up. Doug was hanging out with Peja. Peja started shooting from the corner. Never missed. Like, the dude is
still a bucket.
Just an absolute bucket. Just one after another, wearing like chino pants and a button-up shirt. It's just, what is happening?
50 years old or
wearing boat shoes. No, he's like 40, 42 maybe. He's still
this is a few years
relatively young. He's 47. He's almost 48.
Dang. There were 16 players in the league this year who made 3 or more threes per game.
Yeah.
16. Peja led the league with that number.
I think I've told you, like, when he retired, he was 3rd all time in 3-point makes, and now he's like 27th.
That's ridiculous.
Like, the way the game has changed is so bizarre.
That's so wild.
Yeah.
Anthony Simons, Peyton Pritchard, Zach LaVine, Jordan Poole, Malik Beasley, all finished with 3 or more.
You didn't
Major
even
League
hit
Career
like a
games.
star there.
I know.
That's just like a couple of randos and like, wow, that's crazy.
Did I say Anthony Simons already?
Yeah, you did.
Norman Powell. Was it 3 exactly?
Yeah, what a list.
Insane.
What a list of
Totally
players
insane.
that matched Peja when he led the league. And he led the league twice, and both times it was 3.0 exact.
Wow.
Yeah. Just totally crazy. The way the game has changed.
What was his career high for attempts? Talking about Peja right now?
A 6.8, and that's twice. He had 6.8 in both years that he averaged 3 a game.
Here are some dudes who averaged more threes per game than that this year. Miles Bridges, Keontae George, Fred VanVleet, Anthony Simons,
Yeah.
Jordan Poole. That's so wild.
Yeah.
Steph Curry shot 11.2 threes a game.
Did he lead the league?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
'Cause
by
I know
almost a full 3.
Harden shot over 12 a game one season.
Goodness me.
Yeah, James
That's
Harden
so
is like, there will be a stretch of seasons where like the most prolific 3-point shooter. He averaged 13.2 one season.
Golly, and shot probably like 34%.
36.8 that year.
Wow. Okay, that's actually okay.
He led the league at 10 per
That's
game
not
at
bad.
36.7%, and then again 12.4 at 35.5. And then he tailed off big time. He hasn't shot that many threes in quite a few years.
All right, power forward is Chris Webber, and that's it.
I don't think there's another player. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah.
So
and when he played here was one of the best players in the sport.
yeah, he was.
So
He never ever got the credit that he deserved for his greatness as a basketball player while he was with the Kings.
Yeah. I would agree with you. There's not even like a. There's not even a good like, hey, let's put this guy in there in the discussion.
Even if you go back all the way to like the 85 to we're talking about
This is the all 40-year team.
Otis Thorpe,
sure,
and Wayman Tisdale.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's probably it. Like Antoine Carr had one really good season, but
Yeah.
like that's it. Like Brian Grant like somehow sneaks in to a list of best power forwards. The Kings have not had great power forwards.
If you wanted to fudge this exercise,
Yeah.
And I still think, by the way, I don't think either of these guys goes in over Chris Webber.
Okay.
But even if you wanted to fudge this exercise and said, well, what if you put Domas at the 4 and DeMarcus Cousins at the 5? I'm still not taking either of those guys over Webber at the 4.
No, neither one.
So it doesn't even matter if you want to try and mess with the exercise.
It's crazy. This is probably the weakest position the franchise has ever had. Like even like the last 20 years, finding point guards isn't easy outside of Fox.
Mhm.
Once you get past the Bibby era, there's this gap where they really struggle to find like a top tier point guard.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why, again, we keep saying you got to pay for it. You got to go out there and, if you're going to get a great point guard, you need to do what you can to, throw whatever you can at it.
Webber in that 5-year stretch from 98 to 03. He finished in the top 10 in MVP voting all 5 years, maxed out at 4.
Yep.
And was all NBA in all 5 years. 1 first team, 3 second teams, and a third team.
Yeah, and the 1 year that he came in 4th in MVP balloting, he probably should have came in like 1st or 2nd.
27, 11,
yeah,
and 4 with 1.7 blocks a night.
Yeah, he was so good.
Shot 48% from the field. My goodness.
Yeah.
It's going to go some to find a power forward better than Chris Webber.
Yep.
Wouldn't surprise me if they never get there. That's not a slide on the Kings, by the way. It's just really hard to find a power forward better than Chris Webber.
Yeah, and I mean Marvin Bagley and Nemanja Bjelica and like
salute to them.
Yeah, and like you literally you're never going to compete with what Chris Webber was.
Not at all. Center, we've had the Sabonis and Cousins discussion before. I'm probably putting Sabonis there, but I wouldn't hate on anybody who wants to put Cousins there. I'm very much a coin flip.
I probably am putting Cousins there right now, but if Sabonis sticks around another 3 or 4 years, then I would put Sabonis above him.
All right.
I mean, Boogie had some incredible seasons.
You want to talk about a guy who didn't get enough credit for how good he was when he was in Sacramento?
Oh yeah.
I think that's one.
Watching him yell at the officials was one thing, but like the greatness of DeMarcus Cousins, watching him play each and every night was like one of the joys of my career. Like, he is the guy who like basically had centers going out and doing what you see Domantas Sabonis now, where Sabonis is sprinting full court, dribbling the ball. Like that was Cousins. Watching Cousins do spin moves around guards at mid-court.
Ridiculous.
Watching him contort his body as he cut through the lane, absolutely bonkers to see a guy that big. We're talking like 6'10", 6'11", 300 pounds, being able to twist and turn and cut through a defense. I really, really wish his body would have held up, because I think, again, he hasn't played in the league in a couple of years now, but he should still be playing.
The incredible thing is you talk about the dribbling and the ball handling and just all these things that a person at his size shouldn't be able to do. He then went his first 5 years, 6 years, 5 years, averaging 0.2 3-point attempts a game and shooting 15% from three. And then over the next 5 seasons, I can't count, over the next, 4 seasons. Yep. 1, 2, 3 seasons. Here we go. Basketball Reference is hard because it does the 16-17 season in full, but then also splits up the Sacramento and New Orleans. Anyways, over the next 3 seasons, he averaged 4.7 3-point attempts a game and shot 35.2%.
Yeah.
Like just overnight was like, oh yeah, and now I shoot threes.
It was George Karl. George Karl forced him to go shoot threes. And like, look, I think with Cousins, the second he walked in the door, you realize he was way better at every single thing than you thought he was. And it was because at Kentucky, John Calipari just like chained the big men to the back, to the basket. And it's why you see guys like Anthony Davis and Cat, they roll into the league and you're like, okay, I don't know what they can do outside of, post move stuff and rebound.
Right.
And they get to the league and you're like, oh my gosh, they are so much better.
Super skilled.
Yeah. I mean, he had the best recruiting classes like one year after another. Like all of the best big men went through there. And sure
Boogie
enough,
also a super underrated passer.
Oh yeah. That's the first day of practice. They were like, oh my gosh, I didn't know he could pass like this. What is happening? It's like, well,
drafted a guy on purpose, and then it turns out he's better than he thought he was. What about 6-man? I had Malik Monk down here. You weren't so sure.
I think Bobby Jackson has a bigger body of work with the Kings.
Okay.
And he played for better teams. But I think it's a coin flip. They both have the same exact flair and dramatic ability. I think Bobby's probably a little bit better shooter.
35.6 from three on 2.9 attempts for his career.
Okay.
That's Bobby Jackson.
And where is Malik? Malik is probably at 34, 33.
Bobby Jackson also had that 4-year stretch from 2000 to 04.
Oh, 35%. My bad.
Where he was top 5 and 6 man of the year voting, top 4 in all 4 years and won it in 02-03.
Yeah.
Man.
Bobby was like a victim of circumstance, but also Rick Adelman refused to put him in the starting lineup.
Right.
Like during his time in Sacramento, I don't know how many games he started, but it wasn't many.
He started 46 of his 365 games.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Rick Adelman, the coach.
Yeah. Oh, without any question.
Yeah. All right. Just making sure.
Yeah. I mean, 8 straight.
Wasn't sure how we felt about Ty Corbin.
Yeah.
Good
dude. Good dude, Ty Corbin.
Easy choice to put Rick Adelman as the coach. And that's your Kings All Quarter Century team, brought to you by the Insiders. We did it. I feel good about our choice. So Fox, Christie, Peja, Weber. We can go Cousins just for longevity. Cousins at the center, and then Bobby Jackson is a 6-man.
really,
I'm with
really
it. That's a
sad
good- that's
that
a good team.
4 of the 6 are all from the 2001 to 2005
That's
Sacramento
okay.
Kings.
That was the. In fact, you know what? We gotta go. I'll tell you what was so brutal about doing this exercise this morning. We'll get to that. That's James. I'm Kyle. He's Joe. We'll have the handoff coming up next with one of D'Lo or Casey. We're brought to you by Jiffy Lube. This is the Insiders on ESPN 1320 Sacramento Sports Leader.
What's happening? Kenny Nat.